Now what we're dealing with is our good friend Jeremy Rosenthal in our weekly legal conversation. He joins us every week with the exception of last week. We missed you, buddy, but we're going to talk about it. Let's get started. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing great. I missed you guys too, just so you know. I had to be in court. It was the weirdest thing. Yeah, I had to do that for once.
Wait, you had something that actually had to go to trial?
So did you have a trial, or did somebody take you to court?
That's right. When the prosecutor doesn't do what I tell him, then we have to fight it out sometimes. Right. Normally, that's kind of how this works. Listen, what you got to do with these baby prosecutors is you got to just sort of flex sometimes. And what you do is you take a real obvious case, like a theft that's caught on camera, or like a possession case where the lady's got like the meth on top of her purse, right? And you acquit them. And then you just tell the prosecutor, look, we can do this all day. And that way, in 10 years, when you get a capital murder case with the same prosecutor, you'd be like, yeah, let's do this. Hey, and then they lose sleep. You got to get in their head. It's like anything else. Yeah.
You essentially have to train them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's exactly right.
And that's a sign of a weak prosecutor, which we have here in Memphis.
Listen, they're only human. There's only one of me. I get it. I understand it too. But yeah, look, and you just got to understand, when I walk into the courtroom, you're going to do what I tell you, or we're going to do it the hard way, right? We can do this either way. Yeah, whatever.
Think about it, and then we'll move on to the cases we want to talk about. But you got me going on something.
I like talking about me. This is fine.
No.
Yeah, we can do this the whole segment. Yeah.
So you go in as a defense attorney. The prosecutor is stacked, especially here. Bring up Memphis, thousands and thousands of cases in their office that they're trying to deal with. You're just trying to deal with the one case you have before you, and they're probably chomping at the bit to get this case off the docket, done, and let's move on. And I know that's what happens in Memphis, because so many of them get pled out. Maybe it happens everywhere, but they seem to get off the docket really quick. But you're just a defense attorney. You're focused on that one case, so it's probably much easier for you, and you know that.
Well, okay. And now you have actually hit the central nail on the head with the criminal justice, in all seriousness, with the criminal justice system. Because in the grand scale of things, if you think of it in terms of a poker game, if you think of it in terms of leverage, we play on my side. My client plays with real money. They have a life, they have a family, they have kids, they have a job. They're going to get put in a cage, and everything is on the line for them. So it weighs a whole lot more.
And they're playing with their money. And they're playing with their money.
And they're playing. That's right. That's right. They're playing with their money. And the prosecution's playing with monopoly money. They're going to be at work 9 to 5, 8 to 5 every day, all day anyway. They don't get fired for losing cases unless they're really high profile or something like that. So the prosecutor doesn't really have any of that type of pressure, but the pressure that they do have is just like you described. It's time. It's their caseload. So they have 500 cases while I have 50 or 5 or something like that. And mine weigh pound for pound a lot more than theirs weigh, because I've got a real human playing with real money. So that's sort of the equalization, is the time. The one common denominator that I have with the prosecutor is time, and effective defense lawyers understand that and utilize that, and will sort of leverage their cases in terms of, okay, we're not the path of least resistance here. We're going to make this difficult for you. If you want to do this, you have 49 other cases, prosecutor, to go to trial on. I'm going to make you pray that the judge picks one of those cases and not me. Or you can dismiss me, or you can make a deal with me, or whatever. So that's exactly the metric. That's exactly the dynamic of the criminal justice system. So we have stumbled on greatness this morning already.
Oh man, I'll tell you,
it's an art and a science.
It absolutely is. I love actually talking about this inside baseball stuff with Rosenthal, because generally the guy seems pretty honest. You know, a lot of times you think of a defense attorney as kind of used car salesmanish. Maybe that's the lower level.
I'm just a caveman in a strange world. That was such a great skit.
That is the greatest segment. Yeah, I know that I'm going to have to Google that. I'm going to have to look that up after we're done here. But yeah.
Speaking of time, we've spent all of our time now.
We got you absolutely zero stories.
That you know what? We solved it. We broadcasted at a very high level this morning. We should all be proud.
We did.
Thank you.
And we'll
Good work.
talk amongst ourselves about the Walmart avocado case. All right, Rosenthal?
I would say go down the hall to petty cash, get a handful, get something nice for yourself. But you are the one holding the petty cash drawer.
Yeah.
So, hey, do whatever the hell you want, Rosenthal.
There you go. All right.
Have a great day.
Talk to you next week.